Hey, it's been a while, and today we're doing something different. We are going to be looking at code quality, which is kind of fun. Like, it's one of the things that I really care about. So let me share my screen and we'll dive in. Hey, Kat, how are you? Long time no speak, and welcome back, everyone. I've been off stream for a little while because I've been a little bit busy, so I do apologise, but I am back. And I'm hoping to stream a lot more often. So I have a Laravel application. It looks a little bit like this, but what I'm going to do is open up a local version. I think it's just got test. Here it is. Here's a local version. So if I just make this a bit wider, like this. So I've got a couple of things. So this is my local version. This version is on Laravel Cloud. Oh, it looks the same. And what we're going to be doing is using CodeRabbit to go through and check the quality. So here's my application, right? It's a Steve style application. I've got, it's super basic. I'm not going to lie. I haven't done a lot yet. I'm building out like a static site style application in Laravel where all of the content's going to be in this sort of thing here, and you know that's all that it needs. But I'm going to look at what we can do. We've got this article builder there. We've got this collection over here, and then our article model has got a few things going on where we're defining a schema because we're using Ryan Chandler's orbital. So if we look at the content model, I can just kind of default a few things and then just have these there. Have a database if I still want a database, not that I do. But yeah, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, welcome. Today we're going to be looking at code quality. So if we come down to my Composer JSON in a second, you'll see that I've got Laravel Pint installed. So if I run, or if I add something quickly, if I just go, let's just format all of that quickly. I'm just going to say lint. We want to say vendor bin pint test. We're going to have a pint command as well. So we're just going to say vendor bin pint. So if I just quickly composer lint a second, you'll see that we've got a couple of things that could be a little bit tidier. And then if I compose a pint, all is good, right? So pint's just the formatting right now. It's going to follow currently no set standard. It's going to use the default standard, which I'm not sure if it actually tells you what standard it's going to use. You can kind of tell it which version to use. But yeah, I can come here and I can go, okay, let's create a pint.json. We're going to make sure we add that. And then we're going to say the preset is going to be PER. So then if I come here, I can come to Pint and we can say, okay, enable Pint to inspect using this Pint config here, defined in the config, and there we go. But now if I just run composer lint again, we've got some changes to do, right? Composer Pints, fix all of that. All of that is done. It prevents people from learning about formatting. It does, but because it's a wraparound PHP CS fixer, it allows you to really dive into it. So, for example, if I go to gist.github, I have got a pint config that I follow almost religiously, and I keep this up to date. If I come here and if I just say lint again, that's going to have a lot of issues. We're going to run that and it's all good. So what we'll also do is we'll compose and require dev php stan and php stand. And we're also going to include php stand's strict rules because it's fun. Does Pint generate errors? No, Pint is a formatter. It's like prettier, I guess. It's the easiest way to kind of describe it, perhaps. So then I want Stan in here, good old Stan. I'm going to have a render bin php stan analyze, and we're going to set a memory limit of at least, there'll be at least 2 gig I've found for it to run nicely in Laravel. And note the PHP Stan t-shirt, we're using PHP Stan 2.0, we're using Pint. We're gonna, basically, this is our local, right? We are getting our local stuff all up and ready. So that's gonna have a 4. Let's clear that. We're just gonna quickly composer, update everything. Extension, I've never used that, if I'm honest. If I run composer stan quickly, good old stan, I now need to add my php stan.neon. php stan.neon. Now, if I come back to Gist, I can actually come to my stan here, and I'm just going to add level 10 in, like that. And now if I do it again, 3 errors. Missing generics, missing generics. These things happen all the time. Okay, so I want to look at how I can do that. Okay, that's quite useful. I might have to look into that at some point, Kat. But the purpose of this is to say, okay, so before I've added all of that PHP stand stuff, I've got this app and I've got a PR that I opened. I started adding the article model. So if I come over and look at the files that were changed, we've got a status, we've got a new model. This is basically CodeRabbit kicking in and saying, you know, these are some potential things that you want to look at fixing. So if we come over to conversation, we can say, okay, awesome. That's all it's adding. It's going to create a sequence diagram so you can actually understand it all. Really handy. Nitpick comments. So several issues with schema definition. Missing unique constraint on slug. Missing content field despite being in PHP doc. And published out should be nullable for draft articles. Move my camera to the right to see terminal. Ah, I get you. Like this. Is there a smaller version? I seem a bit big on that one. So if I'm over here and I come over here, I seem to get bigger. That's not cool. That's not cool. Can I like make myself square? I don't know. We'll see. We'll keep it as is. I'll do it like this so you can see the terminal. I apologize. My big old shiny head was in the way there. So if we walk through some of these things, it's picking up that I've not made slugs unique. Now, that's a pretty good argument, right? The unique, that's all good. Publish that, nullable. Yes, that is a very good call because if it is draft, then it is likely to be null. And then content. Content is actually something I believe that is added by Orbit. I'm not 100% how it works, but I know it gets the content, read from file path. Maybe it's something to do with meta. I'm not 100% sure. But by default, it kind of comes out of the box with content, which is a bit bit different. So if I just go into a Tinker session quickly and say app models article first, like we've got content there already, and that's just literally reading the content because it's passing it as a markdown file. It's got the properties that are on the article here. They are all properties of the article, but the content is still there. So it's just passing that, pulling in the content that's down here, and that's all it's doing. So I think perhaps the content here isn't something I'd look to do. The content's not needed. We can resolve that one. Okay, so comments, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so get the validation rule for the model. I mean, I could do that, I guess, but I don't know if it's 100% needed. Avoid using star for package versions. That's pretty good advice. I'm not 100% sure if I'm using sushi. That is the problem. I don't know why that's in there right now. So if I come down to Ryan, Chandler, Orbit, and we just have a look at the composer, that doesn't actually need sushi. So if I just composer remove telepause in sushi, because I'm not actually using sushi, so I don't even know why it's in there. So that might have been an accidental install on my behalf. But let's ignore all of that for now. Let's just like refresh that page, and what we'll do is we're going to push up these changes. So git add all of the stuff. Git commit -am. We're going to do a fix, and we're going to say installing PHP scan and running Pint. Let's push that up. So as soon as I push this up, I'm going to get this update in the pull request. I come all the way down here where it says, here it is. So we can resolve that one. Fantastic. This one for now we're going to resolve. Lots of reviews. It's got a nice little kind of full-on thing here where it's just got everything that we need so I can see it all, which is great. Oh, it even wrote me a poem. Hey, that's kind of cool. Can we see that nicely enough though? Let's zoom in a little bit more. Here we go. So, right, that has got CodeRabbit pending and the review is in process. And the beautiful thing that I like about this is that if I come to my repository settings, for example, if I click on the settings, I can update this. I can turn on early access. I can swap the language to English United Kingdom because that's where I live. It's what I speak. The review, we can have a look at it. We can make it chill or assertive. We can do a lot of different things and change it. Path filtering, auto reviews, tools, knowledge base. It can just do so much. And then if I come to dashboard, for example, let me just go back. Did I save that? Unsave changes. Let's just apply the changes and come back to the dashboard. And we have got some updates. We've got some actionable insights, one active user, 3 different reviews have been ran, language distribution looking good. So if I now come back here, has that review finished? It is almost done, I would say. The review is in progress. So what I'm going to do while that happens is work on a little bit of logic, because what's the point in having something if there is no logic? So I will do what I usually do. Come over here. We are going to drop that down a line, and we're going to drop that. Clean this up. Add named parameter there. Say using. Fix that whole file. Then what we want to do is say roots and roots. So all of that, job done. No logic is illogical. You are 100% correct there. So if I just create that was wrong. Web. No, I don't need to do that. Okay, so we have to do this the old school way. So let's just make the roots web and roots console. And we want to touch roots web roots.php and then the console as well. There we go. We've got our files in place. So I'll just grab this for the console and I will drop it in. This stuff I'll copy and I will also just drop in, meaning that I can take these and say bye-bye. Perfect. So we're going to ignore the console roots because I don't really think they're needed. Add them when you need them. Close that down, close that off. So at the minute, I've got one root that goes to / and it just loads a view. Really simple stuff. I don't even think I've installed any node dependencies yet or anything, have I? Okay, so what I will do is come down to here. This composer dev command I always update because I don't actually want PHP Artisan serve to be ran. I also want this to be pnpm, not npm, and we'll do that. So then I can say pnpm install, get all of that installed. Then we can run composer dev and say that is our dev command. Now this, let me make sure my editor config is all set up. Yep. So this I can just quickly format, and because I know I've got an SSL, I need to detect TLS through. Let's close all of those. Tailwind configs all looking good so far. Not like that, it's not. Host CSS looking good. PHP unit, let's just uncomment. Oh, what did I do? What happened over here? Let's just click on that. And that. And there we go. We'll get there. We'll get there. Don't worry. We will be looking at Laravel Cloud. That's just cleaning all that up. That's all good. Everything else is good. So let's just go to env. There, that's fine. And we're just going to set this one to just king as well. Using herd certificate to secure Vite. Fantastic. Close all of those. That is all sorted. Let's go look at this. So, changes. Sequence diagram, looking good. All of that's been done. So, reviewed now. outside diff range comments, cool. Refactor suggestion, add generic type parameters for better type safety. I mean, yes, but I cannot actually do it like that. That is not valid PHP, unfortunately. I get what it's saying though. So, my builder. If I come to my article builder, for example, models, builder, article builder, we can say that this extends builder article, like so. Right, makes sense. That's all good. We can resolve that. Coming on down, fix return type compatibility. So this is going to return a collection. Okay, so the problem that it's having is that the collection should be that collection. So maybe what we could do here is do something like return the collection, which is going to have an int article in, like so. That will resolve that problem. And other than that, we're looking pretty good. That's a builder. That's a builder. Come to the collection. We'll do the same with the collection. And we'll say that this extends the collection. And I'll have int article within it. So we'll resolve that, meaning that we can then come here and say git add, git commit for fixing types. Push that back up. So that's then going to go ahead and do another check just to make sure that there's no new logic that's been introduced. And what we'll do is start building this out. So this controller, can go away. Couple of provider here, and we can just delete all of that. And say model should be strict. Yes. And then we can say something like Veet prefetch, we'll set it to 5 or something. I think that's the defaults that you get when you install a new Laravel app, right? I believe. Awesome. So that part is all working. That part is all working. Our roots are there. We've got some JS going on. I'm not going to be doing much JS, so I'm just going to delete all of that and just drop that in. So we've got access to Axios. Good. We need it. That bootstrap can go. CSS should have Tailwind stuff all in already, which is great. So the only thing that I really need to worry about here is my UI. So if I come over and say resources, views, I'm going to create a directory for components and layouts. Within here, I like to usually create like a page.blade.php. This is like my default structure. I can grab that, drop that in, and let's just fix all of that up quickly. Make sure we're zoomed in so you can actually see what's going on. We'll delete that, and that, and that. Pull that back a level. Don't need that comment. We know that's fonts. Don't be silly. Just going to scroll all the way down and just grab this whole div. All of this stuff in the middle can just go. Don't want it. I'm going to just drop a slot in there. Nice and simple. I'm going to set min h of screen. Font anti-alias. Yeah, that's all good. This stuff, I'm just going to say BG Slate 50, dark BG Slate 900, text Slate 900, and dark mode, X like 50. So we've got a nice balance there. On here, we're just going to add a class of a full. We're going to add props. Where we've got a title, and we're going to say config app.name. Title like that. That's all good. That's all good. I'm not doing live wire or anything like that right now. It's nice to see effort going into quality. Yeah, I'm a little bit over obsessed with it, perhaps. Okay, so we've got our layout there. So then I like to come and go, okay, pages. I like to have things in pages. And what we'll do is we will have an index.blades.php. This is our home page. So we can say X layouts. Let's zoom in. Dot page. We're going to set a title of home page. This is my home page. Isn't it awesome? So come back to our roots, web, roots. And what I like to do is, wow, I'm just not typing well today, am I? Roots, as, pages, group, static function, void callback. I'm going to have a root view slash to pages dot index, and this name is home. So if we look at our root list now, a root list, we have got / is pages : home. Now, a good standard that I like to follow is if it is to do with the view layer, I separate things with a colon. If it's to do with routing, I will separate it with a dot, or the other way around. I can't remember which one. One of the two. Root name, : if it's to do with anything else, it's a dot. That's what I mean. Hey, Matthew, good to see you, bud. Welcome to the show. That is me rambling on while I do some stuff. Another review. Potential issue. PHP 8.4 hasn't. Yes, it has. So I am going to. If I apply PHP 8.4 and Laravel 11 is the current latest releases. Can't CodeRabbit. We'll just comment that and resolve. Fake news! Oh no, we got Donald Trump, the AI. Okay, so that is something that could happen, right? Okay, so composer create project. Apparently graceful is not an option for the migrate command anymore. If we just do an a help migrate, graceful actually is in the latest version. So this can be resolved. I'm assuming this thinks it's on the latest knowledge base is Laravel 10. So that is understandable. Middleware and exception handlers require implementation. Yeah, no, that's fine. That is something that I'm not too bothered about right now. So all of that is fine for now. So we can not worry about any of that. This route is working. So let's come over and have a look at. This is my homepage. Isn't it awesome? And yes, it is. It is fantastic. We have got a web app that is working. So we can say git add, git commit 9 a.m. for setting up view layer. Hey, Daryl, how are you doing? Now, what I want to do next is I'm going to get this deployed because this is my current live version, right? And You can come and actually view this. I'm going to pop it in the comments. This is the current live version. It is just Steve King Laravel main .laravel.cloud. I can't tell you all of the letters. Just read it. It's in the comments. But go use that. Pause whatever you need to do. I'm going to go to Laravel Cloud. This is Laravel Cloud, people. I'm in Laravel Cloud. It is pretty fantastic. I'm not going to lie. So here's the application that I've got, and I've deployed twice. So I can come to my application. I'm using very little CPU, very little memory. I can come and look at the settings, manage all of the settings that I might need to do, which is great. And come look at the logs. Nothing needed. It's not needed to log anything yet. Here's the deployments. Here's my environment. I can click on visit and go visit it. It's currently in the US East, which is Ohio, pulling from that branch, and it's deploying to there. So overall, it works. It looks nice, and it deploys quickly. I'm not going to lie. So what I can do is come to my settings, I believe, come to deployments. So I can, my build command is currently composer install node dev. This is what I need to change. I need to run pnpm run build, save and deploy. Now let's see if that's going to work. So I'm not 100% sure if it's got pnpm installed, but I know it's what I am using. So what I can do is just come and watch this, preparing the environment, running PHP commands and node commands, deployment logs we can watch. It's not going to take long at all. So let's just watch. Wait. It's running. It failed on node. I'm assuming this is because pnpm is not found. So this is where we're going to have a problem. I am using pnpm in my settings. Can I control that web? So there's web. I can set that stuff. Here's like app instance. I can edit this. I can update things to whatever I might need to do. Background processes. Give it a name. Resources. Configure the domain. Deployments. General environment. Git environment. PHP version. Node version. Custom environment variables, injected, and delete environments. It'd be cool if I could go a step further and say, okay, I want to use pnpm instead of npm. Because, you know, while that's fine, npm run build, I use pnpm locally. So what it means I've got to do right now is if I rm-rf node modules and pnpm lock, what I need to then do is just cancel that, and we're just going to say npm install. Yeah, no problem, Matthew. Take your time. Difference between npm and pnpm. I find pnpm faster. So let's just quickly, let's open up warp. Let's clear that, and let's just brew info on pnpm or something. Right, call from bot using for PM requires notice that you can install one with that. It's installed. Fast disk efficient package manager. So basically, it is. I believe it does some very pretty clever caching for dependencies. I believe. Don't quote me. Don't quote me. All I know is that I manage it with my Flake file, and it is installed via. Here we go. PnPM up there. And here's how I manage all things, by the way. I tested out Ghosty. I'm not super impressed with Ghosty. Like, it's a nice terminal, but it's not anything I'd shout about, if I'm honest. Um, it's nothing that really shouts at me and says, "Yeah, this is awesome." The npm install. So what I need to do is just open up this composer JSON, switch this back to npm, and then just make sure it's still running. So composer dev, that's all good. Yeah, that's all still working. So we'll git add, ugh, git commit npm, switching back to npm, git push. Yeah, base level, it's really nothing to shout about, right? It's like if I come here, I just open up Ghosty a second, and then I just open up like the standard terminal. Oh, look, it's kind of the same thing. The main difference is that if I hit comma there, I've got a specific config that, yes, it's quite a nice config, but you know, oh look, I've got much better options here. I'm using the capuchin there and open a new window, and I can customize my, all of this stuff that just works. Yeah, this just works so much nicer for me, personally. And I can go, okay, open up my warp drive, add documents, and share them with people. Why would I want to do anything else? Right, okay, so this is pushed, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to merge that. Head French, wasn't that? Why was that? Hey, there we go. Delete that branch. And then if I come over to Lava Cloud and come over to deployments, this should have just got a thingy. Yeah, it is fast and configurable, but it doesn't have the features I'm looking for. Ooh. Vite not found. Okay. So something is going on. Deploying for main, build failed. Failing on the node command vite build. Vite not found. Yeah, that's so a stream for another day. Right now, I'm talking about just code quality. So this is currently failing, but that's not the end of the world. Vite build. I'm guessing I need to do something somewhere somehow. Package JSON Vite build. I don't know why Vite build isn't working. This is 100% something that I would not understand. But let's just get back to what I'm here for. So let's just come off of that. Hey Chris, how are you? Right, so that's all done. I've closed one and I've merged it into main, right? So let's check out main, git pull. We're just going to quickly fetch -p. Awesome. So we're doing good, we're getting there. And now what I want to do is say, okay, so I've got a way to view a page and I've got this database stuff in the background. And now what I want to do is let's check out a new branch, and we're going to call this feature still articles. Something really silly like that. npm install before npm run build. Really? Okay, let's try that. Settings, deployments, npm install. Let's save and deploy, come back to it. So we've got this new feature, right? And I want to be able to show articles. But to show articles, I want to do something a little bit different. Hey, chugging coffee, how is it going? It is going good. Thank you for joining me. We have got someone from Twitch saying hello. Hello, Twitch people. I do appear on Twitch. So when I live stream on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and LinkedIn because I'm a sellout like that, right? It's what we do. We sell ourselves out. For example, this live stream is actually sponsored by CodeRabbit, which is why I'm using CodeRabbit. I know one of the DevRels has known him for quite a while and is like, do you want to test it out and stream sometime? So I said, yes. So they sponsored it. So yeah, look at me, mum, I made it. Right, okay, so I want to do some logic now. And the logic that I want to do is going to be to get an eloquent model and show it. So, you know, when I like to do this stuff, I like to use Livewire. It's just what I like to do. So I can say composer, we're going to require Livewire / Livewire. Nice and simple. That's going to do all of that good stuff. And then if I come to resources, views, components, page, up here, what I can do is say Livewire styles. And down here, ooh, not that. I can say Livewire grips. Like that. So first things first, git add, and we're going to say add Livewire. Yo. So we've got Livewire, right? So now we want to say a Livewire make article list. Bang. That's how we do it. So this page, this index page, we're going to have some stuff on it now. So we're going to have this section. Ooh. This section here. We're going to say H2, latest articles. I'm going to say Livewire article list. Ah, simples. You're doing some Rails, you're a Rails dev diving into some Laravel. Yeah, Laravel is amazing. Like, just, I used Rails before when I tried Ruby. I loved using Ruby. Then I had to deploy Ruby. Then I hated Ruby. Then I tried Rails and it was cool. But then I was like, I'd stick with PHP. And Laravel came along and I'm happy. Okay. Oh, okay. It's deployed. Deployed. Visit. Okay, that might not have worked. I don't actually know. Developments default Laravel. Okay, so this bit is what needs to deploy, redeploy. There we go. Let's come back to this home page here. Right, so this is what we got. Veep manifest not found. Not a problem, my good sir. Let me composer dev and just refresh that page. Now, we've got latest articles, blah, blah, blah. We could maybe add some kind of styles to this to make it a little bit pretty, you know, text. I don't know. I'd probably put that as 3XL. And we're going to say something like container, MX auto, max width 7XL. Something like this. Boom. What I'll do, I'm just going to put a PY of 12 so it's a little bit more in focus. There we go. It's a little bit more in the middle of, yeah, bit of bump to it. And then our article list. So inside Livewire, we've got this article list component here. So what we're going to want in reality is like some sort of loop over this. Right, so we're going to want to use blade. We're going to say for each articles as article. This will be an li, and then we go, this is an article, whatever we might do there. Right. This is going to fail because we haven't actually set articles up yet. If we come down to app, livewire, article list. So usually I will change quite a bit within this component, but I want to see what CodeRabbit's going to pick up. First things first is public function articles. I know what you're thinking. That's not how you do things, Steve. But one of the things that I like about Livewire is that I've got this computed property here that it's then going to be cached between requests. Article, query, get. Like that. And then, there we go. This is an article. We've got an article. We are getting there. So let's just kind of, I don't know, we're going to have something like a header here. This is going to have a H3 in it, which is going to have a, I don't know, text, XL, article, title, H4. We're going to have like a class XLG. I'm going to say article, I don't know, what could I even add on this? Like I suppose we could get like the published at, I could say published at diff for humans, like this. Hello world 2 weeks ago, fantastic. And then, yeah, I'll just leave it at that for now. I'm not going to go too much into this UI nonsense that people like to use. What's wrong with JSON, right? What's wrong with just providing an API and everyone can read it? It makes sense, right? Okay, so we're just going to do a quick space. Nope, PY6. Give it a bit of room to breathe. So there we go. We've got this kind of thing going on. We've got this article list going on, blah, blah, blah. But this obviously needs to change. We're going to need to change this at some point. But before we get there, let's just push this up. Hit add. Add this stuff. Livewire component to show articles list. Let's just git push. And I really need to finish setting this laptop up properly. I've moved over to the laptop, by the way. I'm on my MacBook Air M3 machine thingy because I had to send the Mac Studio back and the Mac Mini was just a bit too slow. Right. UI rubbish. How are people supposed to access it? Isn't that what like Postman and stuff is for? Just get the information you need from there. Right, so I'm going to copy this URL and we are going to come and have a look at, did this deploy? Finish. It looks like, bang, it worked. How we do it. All right, so we're going to make a new pull request, right? We've got a new pull request, feature show articles, create pull request. That's going to do its thing. And then checking for ability to merge. CodeRabbit jumps in and goes, bang, let's have a look. So, and I hide my face so you can actually focus in on this part. Because this part is the important part. this is where we're going to start looking at, stuff. I debug, therefore I am. Commits files ignored due to path filters. Compose a lock, cool. Can validate your CodeRabbit config in your... Ooh, that's kind of cool. That's pretty awesome. Tips. Ooh, give me some tips. Directly reply to a review comment made by CodeRabbit. Please review it. Unit test, blah, blah, blah. Open a follow-up GitHub issue for this discussion. Generate unit testing code for this file. Oh, wow, it can do so much that I didn't even know it did. I can create a config file. But like, read the files in there, blah, blah, packages, generate a class diagram using Mermaid and a README in the Markdown format. Like, this is just bonkers. Like, something like CodeRabbit just helps just not have to worry about all of these little things. Like, just open up an issue. Yeah, exactly. How much is that? Is a good question. I know it's got a free trial. I actually don't know. Manage subscription. Where's this taking me? I'm currently on this one here. For free. Obviously, 11 days of a trial. Change. Pro monthly, pro annual, light monthly. So light is 15 a month. So it's not a huge amount of money. Let's just go back to here. So it's not a huge amount of money. It's done a learning. It's done a learning. Oh my God. So because I responded, it's learnt something. That is so cool. Reports, you create a report. You can do other integrations. So I can like integrate with Jira or Linear or something, which is kind of cool. Yeah, for coders up to scratch, this is like, I guess it's a little bit like using like any other code assisted tool, really. So enhanced list for accessibility. Bang. Oh, I wonder. Publish active for humans. No articles available. Okay, so let's look at some of these things in a minute. Chat. Five specific lines of code. PR comments. Help me debug. Gather system stats from a number table. So if I just say this and say, create this as a separate PR for me. Let's see if it actually can do stuff like this. I don't know if it can. We'll find out. Optimize article retrieval and add pagination. Query latest take 10. That makes a lot of sense, right? Latest published at. Take 10. We don't want to overload. Commit a suggestion. Create changes. Mention this pool. Oh my God, look at that. Bang. Enhance article list successfully on empty state handling. Require changes. Reference. Assignee. Oh, just look at this. This is an issue. Okay, so it can create an issue, which is cool. Create issues, accessibility improvements. Cool. Commit a suggestion. So let's commit changes. Suggestion applied. Find me. Lots of stuff going on. Lots of buttons being pressed. Play articles. Walkthrough. Oh, there's just so much going on. Get integrated cursor. Yeah, it's like a better version of Copilot, I'm finding. Like so far, I've committed all of the suggestions and it all looks good. So yeah, did CodeRabbit do the sequence? Yeah, it created the sequence diagram. I'm wondering if I can come here and say something like add the, what do they call it? Ooh, head commit change, not a big deal. The sequence diagram. So add the sequence diagram to the README file. Comment. Let's see if it does anything. I don't know if it will, but hey, try the new merge experience. I found a button, sorry. Right, okay. So that's that stuff going on. It might not because I've already merged it. So I'm not expecting that to actually trigger anything because I've actually merged it already. But hey ho. That is now going up to Laravel Cloud. So if I come to deployments, show articles, and if I come down to the home page, refresh that. Oh, I broke something. Logs. Okay. Must not be repeated. Oops. Git checkout main. Git pull. Article list. Yeah, we've doubled the computer dust. One thing it didn't do is any Laravel code suggestions, which is fine. So if I just do what I would usually do, and we can push that up, and we're going to say, we're going to pull in the factory for the view here as a factory. This is just how I do Livewire. There we go. Latest, I published that, take 10. So what I could probably do is, I want to extend this. So my article has actually got this eloquent builder, article builder here. So what I can do is public function published. And I'm going to return our article builder back. We're going to return this where the column published at operator does not equal value null, and where the column status operator equals value is status published. So now my article list, what I can do is say published. To only get published articles, then the latest, then take 10, then get. If I come and have a look at my local, no articles available at the moment. So if I come over to my content quickly, content, this font matter here, So status is published. There we go. Shiny, 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 shiny. So lots of cool stuff going on there. So that works. That all works. What's today's date? It is the 21st of January. And we're going to say I did this at 11 a.m. So 32 minutes ago. Awesome. That's my latest articles. It works. It's it's pretty fast, and it's picking it up quite quickly. So I'm going to just quickly go ahead and say git checkout -b as in depth as the usual blogs, I hope. Always in depth, always in depth. So we're going to go feature. Yeah, maybe not feature. I'll call it fix. Fix tweak livewire component. So I really need to configure that. Push auto setup remote. Git help config. Right, okay, so let's quit that out. Auto setup remote. Let's auto setup remote push.default upstream. Git global config global and we call that push auto setup remote upstream. Right, awesome. So now if I just come back, close the repo, article one, pull requests. Did you push it? Ooh. So push git status, git add, git commit. No, I didn't do it yet. Git commit -am fix tweaking livewire component for article list. Now if I git push, off it goes. Recent pushes, compare and pull. All good, all good, all good. Create pull request, and away it goes. Incoming CodeRabbit to do its magic. And another cool thing is like, come over to tools, and it tells you which tools it's using, which is another pretty funky thing. So, loading all the data, lots and lots of data. It's using PHP Stan a lot, which is good. Got a couple of things where it's picking up like only ever written, generics, missing return types, that sort of thing, which is, fine. What I would expect. Currently processing summary. Oh, bang. Even written a summary for me. Oh, I like that it's done that because it means that I don't have to worry about it. Tips. Commits. Cool. Take a few minutes. updated publication date for Hello World article, set article status to published, added publish, introduced article publication status tracking, enhanced type safety, and restricted inheritance on article list component. So, published. Generic type hints to return type. So if I say here at CodeRabbit AI and say PHP does not support generic types, only generics in doc blocks, like that. Hopefully it will then stop suggesting things like that, which is fine. That's all of that, that's all of that. And then resolve, merge, confirm the merge, and all is good. So that will then get triggered off to here. Moment of truth. Let's click it. It's taken 14 seconds so far. Let's do the countdown on Laravel Cloud, right? How long is it going to take? Ooh, running node. I think node commands are the slower running things. Like the PHP stuff and getting the environment ready, then pushing it is the quick stuff. Like 2 seconds, 5 seconds. Node took 11. 0 seconds to finish pushing. Is now deploying it. Like it took 39 seconds to build, and it is taking 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Just over a minute now. It's routing new traffic that seems to take a bit of time. There's definitely a way that they could, I suppose, speed that up. So if I refresh that, I'm still getting the 500 at the minute because I've not redeployed yet. But this routing is what's taking the longest from the looks of it. And it's finished. It did take a while, but that was all on the routing aspect, which I guess makes sense. But to build, that was a fast build, right? That was a fast build. If I git checkout main again, git pull, git fetch -p, clear that out. I've now got all of that cool stuff going on. Like, I can start create content. I can add content to my Laravel app. I can get it styled. I can use Livewire to load things, enums. You know, I've got something up and running on Laravel Cloud. I've got CodeRabbit checking everything for me. So that will, let me get my face back in here. Come on. Here I come. Hello, I'm still here. So using something like CodeRabbit is, I mean, I guess I could come to my editor over here and say, okay, let's click on, I don't know, GitHub Copilot and say, how could I improve at, oh, actually, let's just delete that one. Let's come over to a specific file like this. And let's say, can I Copilot open here or something? Here we go. How can I improve this file? Cool. Okay, type hints for better parameter returns, collection, view. Okay, it's literally done nothing. It's done absolutely. How can I improve it? Well, you can't, but here's some tips. Yeah, Okay, so I mean, Copilot is good, right? We've all used Copilot, and Copilot will help us while we're building stuff. But what I've found is that we've got all of these tools helping us while we're writing the code, right? We can enable kind of in-place auto completion and that sort of stuff. But then we push it up to Git, and it's just left kind of, let's have a look, let's go through that PR, let's go through it all. Whereas CodeRabbit's going, okay, let's update that description, let's give you a sequence diagram, and let's go through and suggest things automatically for you so that, you know, time to close PRs is quicker, and you start to understand it more, and then suddenly CodeRabbit doesn't need to, do so much, and it's learning more about your application as you go. So I like it. What do you think? I think CodeRabbit is 100% worth using. Um, yeah, why aren't we using more tools like this? I mean, I've got ChatGPT, and I use it more as like a rubber duck. My ChatGPT is just a rubber duck. I talk to it to get ideas for content, and I go, that's cool, but I prefer to do this sort of thing. And what happens if we made it a bit more interesting? Or I don't want to do another to-do application because they're boring. You know, and then I've got tools like Laravel Pint, PHP Stand, which I run locally to keep, it was part of my development workflow to make sure that my code style is consistent, I'm following static analysis good practices, and I'm returning good, strong types that are as good as it can be. And then I push it up to GitHub, having that tool there that's going to automatically update my PR so that I don't have to go through a big old list of this is everything I did. It will give that list, it will summarize it for me, it will then go through, it will just recommend tweaks, allow me to just push that straight in and allow me to go, yeah, cool, do that one, don't do that one, merge it. If you're part of like a huge team, I can definitely see it getting in the way maybe a little bit more. You might have certain things, certain processes that you have in place, but in a smaller team, let's say 10, 20 people, having something like this where you can just kind of you get your code reviewed, but you can still self-close that PR. You're seeing all of the suggestions, you're choosing the ones that make the most sense, and it's learning based on the information you're telling it. It's a win-win in my book. But I think I'm going to call it a day on that one. It's 11:45. I've been going for like an hour and 15 minutes. Um, where am I going? I'm going over here. Now I'm going over here. I don't know what's going on. Why am I square? Style. No, I want to be wider. Here we go. Or shall I be a circle? I'll be a circle. No, sorry. Playing around with camera settings. So CodeRabbit is cool. Give it a try. I've got a link somewhere. I'm going to drop it in, update the description if it's not already there. So let me see if I can find it quickly. Where's my browser? Right. Let's just go grab my link to this. Let's log in. What did I log in with? I probably logged in with Google, knowing me. What I do, it's easier. Right, here is a link. Give you a ring later. Well, I'm not going to marry you, Chris. So just steveking.link/CDERBT. That's a short version of CodeRabbit that I could just throw together. And yeah, the deployment works to Laravel Cloud. Laravel Cloud's actually absolutely amazing. I can add database clusters, caches. Features not quite available for object storage yet. My cloud settings, applications, go manage my applications. Let's just let me walk you through something. Let me walk you through it. It's not what I was saying last week. Shh, don't tell everyone. Right. So go to that link to check out CodeRabbit and just really kind of get the feel for it. It's got a free pro trial for 2 weeks. Add it to a repo, have a play, and see if it's something that's really going to help you. Even someone like me who's got a very strong code style, code standard. PHP stand level 10, Laravel pipe configuration that's just, you know, quite specific. It's even recommending things for me. So it might help you in some way. Give it a try at that link. But for now, let's go back to Laravel Cloud. Let's click New Application. What repo shall we do? What repo? What have I got? What have I done recently? I've got so much stuff. Coffee shop API. I don't even know what I did with half of this. I've got too many repos. DevOps stuff, DevRel stuff, D&D character creator. I've got so much random stuff. Family calendars, feature request platform, federated auth service. This is a fork. Let's deploy a random fork and see what happens. Right? Let's see what happens. Oh, got a message. That's my wife. My wife saying it was a long hour. I'll only be an hour. Right, let's deploy. It's probably going to break because it probably needs loads of. Oh, version is not. Okay, so it's trying to deploy something, but it's not going to deploy because it's an old, outdated version. Kind of cool, right? Cool. So it's awesome that something like Laravel Cloud is going to protect you from this sort of thing. And I'm assuming you can like update settings and that sort of thing. Exactly, Chris. Developers can't hours starting at 0, so technically it'll be 2 normal hours. It's what goes wrong with all of our estimations. We forget about that one golden rule. Developers start from 0. Right. But on that note, I am going to go spend some time with my wife. Check out CodeRabbit. Get on the waiting list for Laravel Cloud. It is awesome. Like, there was a lot of buzz for Laravel Cloud, right? Don't get me wrong. Everyone was talking about how cool it's going to be. And that always leaves you with that, but is it going to be that good? Yes, it actually is. Yes, it might take longer than a minute if you've got, to do the routing sometimes, but I've had deployments that are just so much faster. Like, let's just switch that back to here, come back to the application, look at deployments. Yeah, this first default Laravel, like 39 seconds and a minute, not bad. 39 seconds and a minute. It's taken a minute to kind of, I think it's that routing that's the slowest part, but you're deployed, and when it's pushing, that's no longer your problem. It's gone to the build steps. It is ready. Everything else is infrastructure. So you know that by the time you turn back to it, it's going to be there. So Laravel Cloud, go join that waiting list. CodeRabbit, give it a try. There's a 2-week trial. It is awesome. Link is in the comments and on your screen. But stay awesome, stay happy, stay safe. Have a good day, have a good evening, have a good night. No matter what time of day it is, stay awesome, stay using Laravel, and I'll catch you next time. Take care. Bye bye.